Yeah, I watched you do that. I was like, oh, it's weird. He's going through the back door. What's up, guys? Today is Thursday, August 8th. Coming at you. Got Donovan with you, with me. Today we're going to be talking about dispositions, in particular, comping. Okay, and you can use this on the acquisition side too. So don't just click off your button just because I said dispositions. Here at reiAF, we comp and start everything acquisition side and disposition side the same way. We're going to start at point one. So that's what we're going to go over today. If you have any questions, thank you, Tommy. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Like the video, smash it along. A couple things real quick. Next Wednesday, August 14th, Maria Costa is going to come in and we're going to sit down. We're going to talk everything that's going on in her life, everything that she's doing that's crushing it. August 15th, next Thursday, we're going to come into the office, underwriting in our office, open mastermind, open office event. Everybody's invited. That starts at 5:30 p.m. Doors kick open, and then we mastermind probably around 7:30. There's not another event like this in DFW, so again, free invite. Tommy's fucking with me. And then September 3rd, Texas Tuesday. Whoop, whoop. Ryan Jackson, Texas Tuesday. Me and Max are going to be on the stage. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Everybody, open invite. If you're in town, if you're in Fort Worth, Texas Tuesdays at the Fort Worth Hyenas. I think doors open on that one at 6:30. I forget. But definitely going to be a good time. Make sure you guys are there. What are we talking about today?
Comping.
Comping. Why is comping it's so essential?
Comping's essential because it lets you know whether you have a deal or not. That's it.
What up, Lewis? I didn't want to cut you off, but Lewis said hi. So.
What's up, Lewis?
All right. When did you first learn how to comp? Was it early in your career or later in your career? That's an honest question.
Early. It was probably the very first thing that I learned to do before selling, before doing anything, is just comping, making sure I have a deal.
What was your route? I tell everybody when they get into real estate, you have to walk it first, right? So go to every property you can, comp anything you can, just analyze deals, right? Like pull up other people's deals, look at it, and ask yourself, does this fit?
Yeah, I think something that helped me. So whenever I first got into it, all of the deals that we got on our acquisition side were based on what the disposition could sell it for. So before acquisition would even make an offer, I would comp it as the dispo agent and tell them what I could sell it for, and they would give their offer based on that. That's an okay model, but I think you leave a lot of money on the table when you do that, because what we were doing was I would comp it, let them know what I could sell it for, and they would just shoot for 10K less because we were trying to make 10K every time. Obviously, if you do that, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. There could be more money that you could get on. So I'm not going to go too deep into acquisitions.
Yeah, no. But for those that are going to sit there and be like, yo, I would kill right now for 10K, and that does sound like a good model. I want to put it into perspective. So at that time, what was your average days on market? How long were deals taking to actually sell?
I would say the ones that were selling would probably take 1 to 2 weeks if they were a deal. The only thing is we also had a big termination rate. So that was the other thing. So whenever you do shoot for 10K, obviously you're not going to get 10K every single time. Sometimes they're going to negotiate you down a little more. Sometimes you might have ran your numbers wrong and you're 15, 20K off. So those were the deals that we were having to terminate.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you just shoot for 10K every time, like I said, you're not going to get that 10K every time. So that leads to a lot of 1, 2K deals that you kind of just waste your time with. For us, we were doing a lot of land and little lots out in like Granbury. So when we would do 10 of those 1K deals, and then, that equals up to 10. So it's all really about your business model. But yeah, whenever we started, that's how we did everything. And it worked for those little small deals. But our biggest deal I think we ever did was 60K. And I mean, that's like our average now.
So, all right, a couple things I want to, I never want to cut you off, but because you're always killing it. Fuck. Damn ADD. During that time period, right, like, the average deal that did sell, how was it over asking also sometimes?
Very rarely we sold over asking.
Because the time, what I'm trying to get at is like, it was an uphill swing for so long.
Yeah,
so,
and mind you, this was at the peak of the market. This was like 20.
that's what I'm trying to like
2020,
get at, right?
2019. So yeah, it was very easy to get and sell deals.
That's thank you, Red.
Yeah, it's not that way anymore.
For you to
If
say
you had that business model right now, you would go out of business. It wouldn't work.
And that's what I'm getting at, right? If anybody is like, man, I could do 10K, I would kill for a 10K deal right now. No, like that's how you're going to set yourself up for failure. We say that all day long. Oh my God, I don't want to. We'll talk about the McKinney deal later on.
Yeah, and I mean what people also don't see or think about is the marketing. So that's 10K profit, but that's with $15,000 worth of marketing. So you think 10K is cool, but really you're still 5K in the hole.
So, all right, cool. Sorry, I just wanted to like get that one little point that like that model was during a time that is not today, right?
Yeah.
So how do you stay sustainable during any up or downswing? Buying right? Understanding what a deal is, top to bottom, right? Understanding a deal first approach is what we teach here at reiAF. So if you have any questions, anybody wants to join, click the links down below. Join the Discord. Everybody's there every day. Lewis actually hit me up earlier and he said, I gave him another job because I dropped so many damn leads in there, right? Today, I threw in, I think it was like 5,500, somewhere around there, skip trace leads for them to go and work. So, anybody has any questions, click the link in the comments.
Cool.
What deals do we want to pull up? Let's go with that.
So I have a couple deals I need to comp just for us. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go through those first. These are some deals that we're marketing. So I want to see how much I can push them out for. Some of them are JV deals too. So I'm trying to see if the asking price that they're giving me is actually gonna work for what I need to do. So first things first, obviously we have MLS pulled up.
Yeah, there it is.
Cool. So I'm gonna just do comping like 101. So I mean, what I always like to do is 0 to 90 days. Obviously, it's gonna depend on where you're at just with the market. Right now, it's really hard to use the past 3 months of comps because we're in a change of market. So the comps that sold 2 to 3 months ago aren't going to be the same apples to apples comps that we can use now. So now I really want to emphasize looking at active comps because the sold comps, yes, they're going to be good. They're going to let you know what things are selling for. But it doesn't matter if you have active comps that are less than what your sold comps are. So if there's a house that sold for 200,000 fixed up, but you have houses on the market for 160 or 180 that are fixed up and they're not selling, guess what? Your ARV isn't 200,000 anymore. It's now going to be, honestly, probably less than whatever those actives are because if that was the ARV, they'd be selling. So, but you're going to look at days on market, go into all of that. So, but what I like to do is just 0 to 90 days. If I don't get a lot of comps, I'll go up to 0 to 180 just to get a little bit more wider. So the first one we're going to do is in Forest Hills.
While you're typing that. Everything we're doing here, okay? Everything we're doing here today on MLS, yes, it'd be best to have MLS access. It's okay if you don't have it, all right? Use the next best resource you do have, meaning if you're using Deal Machine, use Deal Machine. You can do everything the same way. You can comp the same way in Deal Machine as you're doing here, right? You can put in the same parameters, do the same searches, right? If you're doing Zillow, if Zillow is your only resource, do the same thing. There's a map on it. We've done videos on this. Map on it, pull it out. So I don't want to hear the fact that MLS is your barrier, your gatekeeper, right? Don't make that excuse. I don't want to hear excuses, guys.
Yeah, and I mean,
Sorry,
all
back on.
comping is just common sense. Like, if you're using those other platforms, if you're using the MLS, it's all just common sense. If something is active at a certain price, then you need to be below that price. If certain deals have sold at a certain price, then that's the price you need to be at or below in order to get a deal to sell.
Sorry, Lewis is asking you, just clarification, 90 days, half mile radius, quarter. We don't do radiuses.
Yeah,
right?
I don't do radiuses, so I'm actually about to show you right now. So as you can see, I have a property right here. So number one thing is I don't like to cross any major streets. So my major streets are going to be this highway down here. This doesn't look, I don't know if this is a street or this looks like a railroad track. So that's another major thing I don't want to cross. So from this highway to this railroad track, I'm going to try to stay within. And then it looks like our next major street is this Wichita Street. So I'm actually going to do a radius just in this neighborhood between these three things. So I'm gonna go boom. Don't want to cross the highway. Don't want to cross this railroad track. And then I'm gonna go down to Wichita. So, and then another thing to answer your question, I love to look at what neighborhood mine is in, because your best comps, your apple to apple comps, are gonna be in the same exact neighborhood. It's not gonna be common that you can find comps in the same neighborhood. But if you do, like that's something that no one can argue with. If you have a deal that sold for a certain price in your neighborhood, at the end that's the same exact specs, then that's gonna be your ARV versus anything else. So
Go back to the map, the one that you drew. The way that my mind always thinks of these things is anytime you create your own shape, whatever it is, you have to like draw your own heat map, right? So if your own center being bullseye green, and then outside as far away, red to like yellow on the inside, medium, and then like shade it out. So anything that, like he said, anything that is next to railroad tracks, even if it is in the same community, that's probably not going to be the same dollar for dollar likeness, right? It's going to scale a little bit down a little bit, right? There's going to have some negative draws to it. Same thing as if you push it all the way up by, even though you are in the same neighborhood, pushing it all the way up by, yeah, that top left, whatever that retail center is, right? So, like he's saying, you can't argue if you're next door. All right, you never jump over highways. You never jump over main streets, three lanes, 2 lanes or more, right? All that shit. So many times, you'll find you'll find wholesaler deals come out where once you pull them up and once you look at the comps that they send you, or once you pull your own comps, you can kind of see where they got their number from. Okay. And that's when you're like, no, this is a shit deal because you're using your own wrong comps. Oh, but things in the neighborhood sold for. No, asshole, that's not the same neighborhood.
yeah. Yeah, if anyone sent me comps and it was anywhere up here, I'm automatically ruling those out.
Well, my head in what I'm thinking about as in comparison is anybody that would actually send one right here.
Oh, yeah, because that's
right?
close.
So, exactly. Like, oh, I bought one right here. And, bro, you're just not. That might be more or less. I don't know this neighborhood that we're looking at.
So our property, obviously you want to find similar specs. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet, 1970 build. So I'm looking for houses that are similar to that. I want to stay within a 300 square foot range. So I'll look at houses that have 300 square feet less than us or 300 square feet more.
Okay.
But I have some.
No, that's fine.
You have a trumpet pen right here.
Bro, it's not. Yeah, I love it, but
It's not for using.
yeah, it comes from China. It doesn't work that well.
Okay, so
It's black. It's a black pen, and I need blue.
I just gave it to you, right?
I know. That's why I don't.
All right,
use
so
the
first
truck
thing
pen.
I'm looking for is I'm looking for ARV comps. These are houses that have been flipped and sold. So what I'm gonna do is let's put everything on one page.
What does ARV mean to you? right? So what does that mean to you? Finding comps that are ARV, right? That
So-
high-end flip.
Yeah, ARV, for those who don't know, it's after repair value. So that's the value of the house once it's fixed up. ARV, for me, is going to change depending on the area. If you're in inner DFW, I'm looking for new flooring, granite countertops, nice tile in the bathroom, like kind of the whole 9 yards. If you're in the outskirts, like we were comping stuff in Abilene, they don't do none of that out there. It was all carpet. None of the kitchens had granite countertops. They might have got new countertops, but they're not granite. So it really depends on the area you're in. So we are in Forest Hills, which is south of Fort Worth. So out here, I'm looking for those granite countertops, the nice flooring. And I've noticed all the flippers today do the exact same thing. It's all that like gray vinyl flooring, and then they have like the white in the bathroom, the white marble or something. It's usually always the same, and I'm sure we're gonna see some just like that.
What you're describing is almost like a grade, right? You'll find different grades. We're gonna get into it. I know we are. Fuck it. I'll save it. I'll save the question. Save the question.
Okay, so once again, we have 3.2. I think ours was 1350 square feet. Yep. So we have a 3.2, 1700 square feet. It's a little bit more than ours. So I'm still gonna look at it and then just kind of think to myself, okay, this has more square footage than ours. So mine fixed up will sell probably less than this, but it's still gonna be around the same value. So just looking at these pictures, ours is brick. That's something else that you have to consider. So it looks like this is
brick, right?
Yeah, brick, limestone, same shit. With 2-car garage. We have a 2-car garage also. This house looks fixed up. Honestly, it's not the A grade that we were just talking about, though, the way that I was expecting to see. Does have a very large backyard, an extra carport back here. So what I want to do, looking at that, I want to look at the lot. So this lot is about a 1/4 acre. Ours is only 0.12 acres. So they have probably about 500 square feet more than us. So that's another thing to consider. So theirs is not as fixed up as I think ours can be. However, it has more square footage. It has a bigger lot. So ours being fixed up to the point it could be with less square footage on a smaller lot, I think those kind of start to balance out. So I'm going to consider this as a comp. I'm going to look for more. This is not an apples to apples comp. So I'm going to use it as a comp just for now, but this is not the apples to apples that I'm looking for.
While you go to the next one, so you understand what the rehab is going to take to get to the different levels of each one of these. In your head, that's a legitimate question.
Yeah, so
Not that we've talked about repair costs or you don't like have that,
Yeah.
but it's an understanding involved in it, right?
yeah, and it's quick math that I do. I don't go into too much depth with repairs because every rehabber or buyer is different. They're all going to do different things. That property probably was flipped by somebody that doesn't want to go above and beyond with their rehabs. It had decent flooring. They didn't need to do new flooring. So what I always do is if a house needs everything, I would say $50 to $60 a square foot. If it needs maybe 1 or 2 big ticket items, I would do $40 to $45 a square foot. If it needs just cosmetics, I would do maybe $30 a square foot. If it needs absolutely nothing, I'm still gonna do $15, $20 a square foot. I'm never gonna say that a house needs nothing because honestly, that's never been the case. Like even houses that have been flipped, I take buyers to go look at them. Matter of fact, a better story, there's a house that I'm marketing in Cedar Hill, a brand new build, like literally 2024, The builder ran out of funds, just stopped building it like a month ago. So I'm taking builders out there to go try to see like, hey, does anyone want to take over this project? I'm taking them out there and all they're doing is pointing out how bad the build is. They're like, bro, look at this. I got to redo all the siding on this. This is already sloped over here. This has cracks right here. So no matter a 2024 new build still needs repairs done to it. So I will never market anything or try to sell anything saying that it doesn't need anything, because that's never the case. So worst case scenario, I mean, $20 a square foot I think is the least you should ever do, and that's if a house needs absolutely nothing. And that's just to make your numbers a little bit more conservative, and your buyers will appreciate that in the long run.
If anybody doesn't have it already, click the link below. It's the toolkit. Download the toolkit. It has our deal analyzer in it. All of this is in there. Just put in some information and it will calculate the estimated repairs for you.
All right, so going to the next property, this one looks very apples to apples compared to ours. So we have a 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,390 square feet, same exact square footage, 1964, literally just a couple years older than ours. So this is what I think our ARV is going to be. Just by looking at the outside, it looks fixed up, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be an ARV comp. So brick, limestone, same thing. So that's the same. Boom. So there's that gray vinyl flooring that I was talking about. Walls are newly painted, new lighting. Kitchen is fixed up. New cabinets, new hardware. So this is perfect. This is what I like to see. This is an ARV comp. Just because there's carpet doesn't mean you have to rule it out. I mean, carpet's cheaper at the end of the day, so a lot of people do put that in the bedrooms.
Well, it's also replaceable. That's another reason why people, so whether or not it's a renter that's going to buy it or even a homeowner, a lot of homeowners don't like getting out of bed and putting their fucking bare feet on
That's how I
whole
am.
tile too. So,
Yeah. My girl is the opposite. She wants hardwood floors. She thinks that carpet gets so dirty.
they are cleaner
Yeah, but
at the end of the day.
I mean, I'm a clean freak. I'm OCD, so that just means I gotta fucking vacuum once, twice a week, and I'm okay with it.
Don't be lazy, folks.
So decent sized backyard. So I think this is perfect. So this is definitely ARV comp. So this was a couple things we want to look at: your listing price, your days on market, and then your sold price. So this was listed originally at $259, $260. It was on the market for only 3 days. So this flew off the market. And it sold for $259.
Go back to the top, redo them all, and then highlight each one for me.
Okay.
Just
So we have
everybody actually sees the actual.
yeah, we have our
what we're
list
looking
price
at.
right here. So it was listed at $259.99. You scroll down here, we have our days on the market. So this was on the market for 3 days. And within 3 days, they got basically their asking price. Down here is what it sold at. It sold at $259. So this, to me, is perfect. This is what I like to see. Right off the bat, boom, my ARV is 260. I'm not going to say that because I need to go look at these other comps. And like I said recently, I need to look at these active comps to see if 260 is still the ARV for this area. But right now, my ARV in my head is 260 for this property. So I'm going to go to the next one.
Old sheds. Old sheds and barbecues. Josh is asking, why do a lot of houses in Fort Worth have a random slab of concrete in the backyard? Old sheds and barbecues.
So this is another one I think is pretty similar. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet. So we have a little bit more square footage. This is 10 years older than ours. So I think this is another good apples to apples comp. We have a brick. Looks like they converted the garage. So we have a 2-car garage. They converted theirs. So that's another plus that we have. So ours should be worth just a little bit more than this property. So by the looks of it, it looks fixed up.
With the converted garage, is it square? What's the square footage difference? Is it the same? I didn't see it or notice.
This agent didn't put it.
Just wondered.
Typical.
Yeah.
So this, we have the nice backsplash, granite countertops, looks like some new flooring, new paint. Bathrooms look good. So this is another ARV comp in my opinion. So this is pretty cool. I like that. Ours doesn't have that. A little shed back there.
This sold?
Yes, so this
So
sold.
I like this also because it's a lived-in ARV. comp. It's not lipstick on a pig. It's not anything like that. Like, that's a house that a seller lived there for a while,
Yeah.
right?
So looking at those numbers I mentioned earlier, this was listed for $250,000. It was on the market for 5 days. So these are really good days on market. If you see a days on market less than 10, that's beautiful. That's what you like to see. Whenever you start seeing days on market 20 days plus, that means that they had a harder time selling it. So maybe that's when you tend to see the price drops and a bunch of other things. Another thing you can, this is if you have the MLS obviously, but reading property descriptions is very important. You never know. Sometimes if they're a good agent, they'll put in the property description what was fixed, what needs to be replaced, if they're offering any buyer concessions, things like that. So those are always things that you have to take into consideration.
Josh is asking, are you considering this as is clean or an ARV comp?
I say ARV. I'm considering this ARV.
Because you don't really, an end buyer, let me get there. An actual end buyer is the one buying that property. Okay? Not
Yeah,
somebody
this sold
that,
FHA.
nobody's going to buy this and try to fix it up and improve it more.
The other one sold,
Okay.
I think, conventionally.
Whereas sometimes if you're going to wholesale it, those buyers, a lot of time, that's not
Yeah,
the
this was
same,
conventional.
right? It's a different buyer. Somebody's going to put sweat equity in it, and I don't know.
So this sold at $250. They got their asking price within 5 days. So right off the bat, I have one comp at $260, and this one's at $250. Like I said, ours is we have a little more square footage than this. We have a 2-car garage. So that being said, take the average of those. My ARV right now is at $255. I want to try to find at least 3 to 5 ARV comps. That'll help my case. So here's another one. So this is a 4-bed, 2-bath, same square footage, 10 years older. So, and then this is a converted garage. So that's something to consider. Okay, I have a 3-bed, 2-bath with a garage. They have a 4.2. So in order to make theirs a 4.2, they had to convert their garage into that. So this is still a comp for me because I'm not going to tell the buyer that they need to, or like if you want to get this, then you need to do this. But if a buyer wanted to, they could convert our garage into a 4th bedroom. So this is still a good comp to use. Looks fixed up just by briefly looking at it. Yep.
Yeah, that's lipstick. Good Lord.
Yeah, definitely lipstick. They didn't. Oh, I don't like that either. So this is on a corner lot, and they made it literally face the fucking corner. And it looks like, based on that, they don't have a backyard.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to the backyard,
Yeah,
actually.
there's no backyard.
That sucks. But there's nothing, that's literally the builder fucked them.
I want that. I want that so bad. With that little shoe drive, the horseshoe.
So this was originally listed at $275. They ended up lowering the price to $270. It was on the market for 45 days, which I mean, you can, and then
can
look,
see
if you see
why,
here,
right? That you
seller
gotta
providing $6K in seller concessions. So they started getting desperate to get this deal sold. It took over a month to sell, and it ended up selling for $247. So we're still at that $250 range. I think our house has a lot more potential than this shitbox. I'm still gonna put it on there as a comp because it is, but that's not one that I'm gonna compare to mine. Let's check this one out.
Still has the garage.
Hardcore.
That's a perfect lived-in comp, right? And as is.
Yeah, this is as
ARV.
is. This is
yeah,
as
yeah,
is.
That's what I mean, right? Like that.
Clean as is. Nice shed, nice patio.
It's a badass house.
This is
They have
dope.
a little backyard smokatorium,
I was just about to say.
cocktails.
So this, I wouldn't consider this ARV. However, I'm still gonna look at it. I'm still gonna put it in my comp. So this was listed at 245, 15 days on market, sold for 245. So this is good. And the fact that this isn't full ARV and it's still sold for 245, that lets me know, okay, that 250 to 260 range is still probably gonna be ARV. So I think I have enough ARV comps. After this, these are probably all as is. So I want to jump up to actives. I don't want to spend too much time looking at these because like I mentioned earlier, our actives are really going to show us what ARV is right now in that area. Because these all sold, let's take a look. So this sold last month, the July 2nd. This sold June 28th. July 8th. What is that, March? Yeah, so these are all sold a while ago. So now I want to see, okay, what is active in this area? Because this is going to tell my buyers, okay, when I fix and flip this or try to flip this property and I list it, these are what they're going to be up against. So I can't list a property for 260 if there's fixed up properties for 230 to 240 that aren't selling. So what I want to do now is look for those and see if there are any.
One sec, real quick. So if anybody has comments, got any questions, D, I know you've been waiting for this call for a while. Drop them in the comments, right? Always let us know, D. Also, when you're looking at the screen, when anybody's looking at the screen, I just want to get into some actual specifics of what a comp is, right? Like what a like for like is. For some specifics. Speaking of which, meaning like square footage, plus or minus, what do you actually consider? On this screen, what are you looking at?
So I have 1,300 square feet, so I don't want to pass 1,700 square feet, and I don't want to go less than 900 square feet. So anything within that range, I will use as a comp. If you go below that, then I think you're counting yourself short. Your property is worth a lot more. You can still use those to help your case, especially on the disposition side. So if you're comping on the acquisition side to see, what your ARV is, what it's worth, how much you can lock it up, that's one thing. But me on the disposition side, I will still use those comps because, just for example purposes, we have a 2-bed, 1-bath, 700 square feet right here. Let's just say that this sold for 245. I'm gonna put that comp on my CMA because that's gonna help me sell my deal to buyers. If they're trying to argue with me like, oh, your ARV is only like 240, I'm like, oh yeah, well there's a 2-1 700 square feet that sold for 245. So we have fucking 400 square feet, 500, 600 square feet more. Ours is definitely gonna sell worth that.
125 though.
Yeah, it was just example purposes.
That's awesome to hear, D. Why those numbers?
Are you
talking
about square footage?
Yeah, I think he's talking about square footage. I think it was plus or minus 400. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, plus or minus 400. If you go more than that, then I think you're out of your area. Your houses, the houses that are 400 square feet more than yours, you're never gonna get yours to sell for that much. And then, like I just said, vice versa for the ones that are 400 square feet less than yours or more. Yours is gonna sell for way more than that, so there's no need to look at those. So, but they will still help you on the disposition side. So I'm not saying don't look at those, but just keep that in mind.
What are some other plus or minuses that matter? Does year built matter?
Year built matters. So year built, I think ours is 1970. I'm not gonna look at anything maybe 1990s or above. So with that, I'll probably do like 10, 20 years.
Well, like errors, right? Like
Yeah. But you also got to just consider the neighborhood you're in. So a lot of neighborhoods, especially in the areas that are getting gentrified, you have a lot of new builds out there. So you really have to look for those. You don't want to comp if you have a 1970 and there's a 2018. That's not going to be your comp. if you have a 1970 and there's a 2005, that's still not a comp that I probably want to use.
What do you mean? People want this neighborhood, though. Yeah, no, they want to take your house, knock it down, and build that.
Who's
So,
going for?
but yeah, new build's going for 400 across the board. Does that scale? I think so, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty. I mean, we're not talking about 11,000 square feet here, right? Those are total difference.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, everything is case by case. Like, I'm not gonna, there's no set way to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm using what I'm given. Like, that's it. So right now I have 33 comps. So I'm using my knowledge to comp these 33 deals. If I do an area and I only have 10 comps or 15 comps, and you know I have a lot wider of a range of square footage in your build, then okay, I'm gonna have to just work with what I got. But right now I have so many properties that are similar to mine that I can use these. And so, like, everything that I'm saying, this is kind of if you're comping in that Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. When you start getting to the outskirts, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. So don't set certain rules like, oh, it has to be 400 square feet. Because when you start going out to Tyler or Abilene, places like that, you're not going to have those rules. So you're just going to sit there and be like, fuck, I can't comp this because, you know, Donovan told me 400 square feet and all these are 400 square feet more or less. So it's definitely case by case. But yeah, when you have this many results and comps, definitely you want to use those rules and try not to cross any major streets. Don't do anything more or less than 15 years older or newer than yours. You want to look for
bed baths. What about that?
bed baths. I mean, it's all common sense at the end of the day. Like, we just looked at that 4.2. We have a 3.2, but I still used it because they converted the garage to make it a 4.2. So, like, just common sense tells me, like, that my property is, they can do that. If someone wanted to, they can convert our garage and make it a 4th bedroom. I will use, let's say, a 4-bed, 2-bath, but it has the same square footage as mine. If I don't have enough comps, I'm going to use that comp as one of mine. And I'm just going to consider that that extra bedroom. So they have an extra bedroom with the same square footage. Okay, I'll knock off maybe 10K from the ARV value because I know that that one sold for the price it did because it had an extra bed or bath. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the actives because right now in my head I have a ARV of 255. However, I need to look at these actives to see if that's true. So what I'm going to do is look at my apples to apples. So right now we have the very first one I see, just looking at it real briefly, we have a 3.2, 1,500 square feet, active at 270. So let's see if this is fixed up. I hope it is if they're asking 270 for it. And then with actives, you really want to look at the days on market. So this is going to let
That house looks like it's on fire. Bro, the only thing missing from this photo is the little girl walking away with like the ice cream and the house is on fire, that meme.
So we have a brick, fixed up ARV.
Was there a glass door on that front door? Or did they just leave it
I
open?
think they just left it open.
They just left it open for photos?
Good lighting.
There might be a screen or a fake screen. Not a fake screen, a glass.
So this is another one of those, doesn't look like it has a backyard, weird shaped lot. So this was originally listed at $295. Jesus.
They got gap checked.
It's been on the market for 119 days. No shit. They have since lowered their price to $269, and it is still active waiting. So honestly, this agent's an idiot. Sorry. That's never gonna sell. I had my ARV at 255, and they immediately listed it at 295. I'm still gonna keep that, but
So pull that up again. Pull the photos. Let me run through them again. Because this is. Do you have the acquisition, like the front side, any of that info? Because I'll guarantee you this is just a failed flip.
so we can look up.
That's another thing. I think those are CGI stage, right? That's another thing that I'm seeing nonstop, and oh my
Yeah, so this
you want to
was-
see me start tweaking.
The person that owns it now bought it in 2022.
Yeah, that's
So
a failed flip.
failed flip for sure. And if we look at this, so it's actually been listed multiple times. Yep, looks the exact same. So they originally listed this for 300.
Oh my god.
Let's see when this list date. Oh my god, they've been trying to sell this since 2022. So he flipped this property in 2022, listed it,
Probably couldn't
spent
sell it.
128 days on market, couldn't sell. Listed it again in 2023. Oh, that's fucked. Took it off after 0 days on market. Probably was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna try to rent it. Might have rented it, who knows? And then it is now active again for 270, 119 days, and still has not sold. So that's the definition of a failed flip.
It's so sad. Josh is asking, on MLS, is it better to start, hide, and write it out, or list it to sell? You always want to list it to sell, obviously. You want to list it to move. Don't list it overpriced.
Don't be this
and then-
guy.
Yeah, don't list it overpriced and then be shocked when you're on the market for over and then you end up coming under, right?
Mm-hmm.
So list it for what you know it's going to move at, right?
Yeah, and I mean, this right here, the 119 days on market, this hurts the seller in negotiation. So me as a buyer, if I'm coming and I want this house, oh, this idiot's been trying to sell this for 119 days. They're
I'm
not getting their
thinking,
price.
what's in the
I'm about to
basement?
lowball the fuck out of them.
Right? Like, that's my point. I'm thinking, what's in the basement? Even though this house doesn't have a basement, we're in Texas. But I'm like, what's the skeletons in the closet, right? I bet the plumbing's probably fucked with this. I bet there was a couple inspections done. Or like, that's what's in my head. I'm not saying that's actually what's going on, but those are the possibilities. Those are doors that you're opening up every time you have long days on market.
So going to our next one. This is apples to apples. So we have a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,100 square feet, 1962. So this is perfect. Let's see if it's fixed up. Looks fixed up.
Tommy's killing me. Tommy learned how to transition.
Except for the picture. I can't fucking get the picture. Pictures, it just pops up.
Okay, so we have a ARV comp. It was listed at 255. So mind you, my ARV in my head is 255. They listed it at 255. So this is what I would do if I bought this deal, fix it up. I would list it at 260, 255. However, this person did that, and it has been on the market for 15 days and has not sold. So since then, they have lowered the price to 250. So that tells me
249,999.
yeah. That tells me, fuck, my ARV of 255 might have just lowered a little bit, maybe to 250, because this dude tried marketing it at 255, and it hasn't sold. Mind you, it's only been on the market for 15 days. That's still a pretty low days on market, so I don't want to count that out. However, I'm going to have trouble telling my buyers that the ARV is 255 when there is an active at 250 that hasn't sold. So that takes, my ARV is no longer 255. In my head, as a disposition agent, my ARV just lowered to 250. And I am praying that there is no comps less than that, because then my ARV is going to lower even more.
There's two things to digest there, right? So one, there's the ARV, which on the front side, when you're doing the acquisitions, is always your goal, your end game, your end goal, your end number that you're aiming for, right? You make the money on the buy, but you collect it when you close, right? All that, when you do the actual transfer, whether you're doing the flip or whatever the transaction is. Now, when it comes down to listing a deal, that's totally different, right? That's psychologically, there's so many other things that go involved. So when it gets time to actually list the deal on the market, you're dealing with the end buyers, right? There's a lot of psychological things going involved. So what happened with this deal, I'll almost guarantee it, is they listed it at 255, realized they're not getting enough traction, they're not getting enough interest, they want to drop it below. They dropped it psychologically below 250. They did 249,999. That opens up the doors to a lot of different things now, right? When you're doing listings, when you're doing sales, when people are sitting on their couch at home with their thumb in their belly button, going through Zillow. I don't know why I just stuttered. Going through Zillow, they're capping out at 250. They're doing 0 to 250, right? They're not. So you're missing a whole other buyer potentially. So just because it is listed a little bit lower, I wouldn't knock it. I wouldn't knock, but it comes down to psychological. Like you're saying, you would adjust and go down by 5K. That's probably.
I mean, and this does help. I mean, if me as a homeowner, let's say I want to buy a house, I tell my realtor, let me look for any house in Tarrant County. My max price is 250. So they're gonna go in here. They're gonna put criteria 250. At 255, this house would not show up. But now that they lowered it to 249.9, this house now pops up on that realtor's radar, so they could sell it to them. So I think that's the point that you were trying to get to.
Yeah, like the property probably should have been listed for. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The property should have probably been listed for 249,999 from day one.
Yeah.
So 15 days on market, like you're saying, why so early to do a price adjustment and drop 5K? They're probably not getting any traction. They're probably missing out on shit.
So going to my next one.
So I guess the more of what I'm trying to talk about is when you're using ARV for your deals, take that into consideration, right? What's the likelihood of the end chance that? Make sure you round your numbers, right? Like use things that are gonna fucking make sense in a search engine.
Yep. All right, this property.
Reach off screen and then pull. Yeah.
Hey! That was so cool. Oh my god. Alrighty.
I hate my life.
Oh fuck. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet, 1959 build. Converted garage. So we have 2-car garage. They converted theirs to make theirs a 3-bedroom.
Toilet seats up. Ugh, shut them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they have a little ADU in the back. That's completely pink, but
What's ADU?
what the fuck does that say? Additional dwelling unit.
Auxiliary dwelling unit.
It's a mother-in-law house, whatever people call it.
Are there requirements to meet an ADU?
Yes, there are. It has to be approved. All right. So just because you buy a property, or if you see a deal with one, make sure it's actually legal. That's going to come.
Just because they put a window unit in a shed doesn't mean it's an ADU.
It's going to end up
Unless
on
you're
your end buyer, whoever, even if it's you buying it and you're going to keep it, you're going to save it as a rental. The refinance, right? All of this is going to happen because you're adding value to it. So if you're saying, all right, this is adding value to my property, but then you come and find out it's not legal, it's not conforming, well, guess what? It's hurting your value now. So you overpaid.
So this one's fixed up. I wouldn't say it's that full ARV. And then I think ours is a little bit more valuable just because we have more square footage, the 2-car garage. So this was originally listed at $260. It's been on the market for 97 days, and they have lowered the price since to $249. I think my ARV is still $250. I mean, this doesn't really help or hurt me. I think ours is worth a little bit more than this. So, I mean, honestly, this might help me because, like, hey, my ARV is $250. Look at this shitbox you could buy for $250. Ours would sell for before this would. So, in that sense, I think it would help me. So, we have one right now, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,700 square feet. So, this has more square footage than ours. And it was originally listed, it's only been listed at $240, so it's at $239. I'm hoping this isn't fixed up. It's not looking like it. Cool. Okay, so this is kind of that lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, this is the perfect rental.
Yeah,
grade.
literally. So cool. I'm just gonna call it there. So looking at my comps, I'm gonna do a little quick CMA so I can get rid of all this other bullshit.
How much time would you say you spend per deal? Like if you deal like on
Comping?
comping, yeah.
Probably 5 minutes. I mean, obviously this took a little longer because we're breaking it down, but 5 minutes. If I have comps the way that I had comps on this, if I have a good 30 comps and I have multiple apples to apples, it will take me a little longer if there aren't any with the same specs as mine or if there's not as many comps. But with something like this, yeah, it'll probably take me 5 minutes to look at it really quick.
The more you do, the more you analyze, the more you look at, again, get into every Facebook group and just look at wholesale deals and start comping for practice. Say, does this make sense? If you can't find deals because you're doing all deals in rural areas or stuff like that that are hard to comp, go and comp deals that are in easy places, right? That you have access to data.
Or what I do all the time is I comp my mom's house. I always want to see what my mom's house is worth. She's always fucking asking me. I made the mistake of telling her one time that I can do it. So now every like 2 weeks she's like, "Oh, what's my property worth now?" Or
That's awesome.
Or she always asks, "Oh, there's a house for sale next to me. What's it listed for?"
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you want comp your own house, comp your parents' house, your grandparents, you can always the numbers always change based on when you're doing it.
The more you do it, the easier it gets, and then it just comes with deals, right? You'll start see, all right, that's a deal. That deal makes sense somewhere, and then you dive deeper into it, right? We always make jokes, but it's just like the meme from the Matrix, right? Like when you just see the Matrix and you actually can read it, and it just makes sense to you. But yeah.
Yeah, so this is just a little quick CMA that I made. So this is what I would send my buyers whenever they ask for my comps. So I'm listing this at a 250 ARV. Honestly, I could do it a little less just to be conservative, maybe 245. If I put 245, I think those are very conservative numbers. Those might even go up a little bit. But 245 to 250 ARV. I have my actives up here, literally at 250 to 270. And then I have my solds at 245 to 265. So if you take the average of all those, that should put you around the 250 ARV that I'm at.
And you got to
that's
always
it.
make sure that you're using something below too, right? So don't just push yourself high and say, "Oh, look at all these great bangers." No, you have to. He has a 245.
Yeah,
right?
so this, the very bottom one, this one right here, it's a little bit bigger than ours. It reaches that 400 square foot mark. And then this one right here is smaller than ours and a lot shittier. So my ARV is gonna be higher than 245, but it's gonna be less than 265. So just looking at that really quick, that's what I'm telling myself. So I'm gonna be somewhere in this middle, so between 270 to 260. So that's how I got my numbers. And then obviously going up to these active comps, I wanna make sure that my ARV is equal to or less than these active comps. If my ARV is above these active comps, then I'm wrong and I'm pushing out a shitty deal. And I think that's what a lot of wholesalers, especially now, are doing, and that's why their deals are shitty and why all these buyers are blasting people out saying there's no more good deals. Because, I mean, I know a lot of wholesalers that'll put ARV of 265.
They were born and bred in a market that was always pushing up. You're in a different market here, folks, now, and nobody has made these adjustments, and now all we're getting with is fish out of water. So let them drown. It's fine.
So on the disposition side, obviously I'm trying to sell for as high as I can. Because of that, I'm gonna say 250 ARV. On my acquisition side, because I need to lock this up for as cheap as I can, reading this, my ARV is 240. My ARV is less than what all of these sold for. So in my head, if I'm trying to lock this up, my ARV is 240, and those are the numbers that I'm gonna run my numbers off of. So 240 times 70% minus the repairs, that should give me my offer on this. So let's do that really quick. Let's say this house.
Do we know? Hold on a second. Hold on one second. Just use the calculator.
Oh yeah. It'll help. Boom, 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 boom.
Everybody can see the math.
I figured out how to transition.
We're transitioning the little box now too, folks.
Okay.
Real quick, D is asking, how would you comp a home that has no available comps? Would that just be an instant bad deal because it's too far out? Why doesn't it have any comps? Are you talking about rural deals? That's what I'm guessing, hence why you're saying too far out.
Yes and no. That tells me if there's no available comps, it's gonna be hard to sell that deal. So you just need to get it cheap as fuck. You need to get it so cheap that a buyer has to like. There's no arguing that it's so cheap that they're gonna buy it. If you're buying something that has no comps, it's gonna be hard to justify your numbers. Especially, I mean, shit, something like that, I would probably lock up at like 50-60% of ARV instead of that 70-75.
Minus repairs.
Yeah, minus repairs.
Then additional subtraction to that 50 or 60, right?
So back to the one we were talking about in Abilene. I mean, there was almost no comps out there, and the comps that were there were so little. So something like that I know there's a smaller buyer pool for, I'm not going to do 70%. I'm going to do 60-65% just to make sure I really get it at a good deal. That way it's a no-brainer for buyers, because if you're that rule out and there's no comps, that means there's no buyers out there, honestly, or there's no deals happening out there if there's no comps. Here, bro, what did I miss? Everything.
Bro, we're at the end. We're getting up. We're leaving. What did you miss? The big thing about today is Tommy learned how to transition. So just stay tuned, and you'll
From male
be
to female?
You'll be mostly. You'll be entertained. Ray.
Biggest thing that I think I went over today is your active comps mean more than your sold comps right now in today's market. So we ran numbers the way that we did normally to find our sold comps, to find our ARV, and I got an ARV of I think 260. But however, whenever I looked at my active comps, I have actives at 250, 250. So that in my head made my ARV lower to 245, 250. So just make sure you're looking at these active comps, pay attention to the days on market, and yeah, comp based on actives, not closed.
So we know the ARV, well, we're calling the ARV 250 now. Did we have repair budget? I know you're about to start doing calculations, so I want to like tally for everybody.
I'm just gonna...
What number do you want to give it?
Let's see. Let me see what my square footage was.
I was just about to ask you that.
So I have 1351 square feet. So we have 1351. Let's say this house needs a roof. Foundation's good, HVAC is good. Let's say roof and cosmetics. I'm going to do, pull this up. So I'm going to do my square footage, so 130 or 1300 square feet. And I'm going to multiply that by 40. So that gives me about a $55,000 rehab budget. So we have an ARV of, what did we say, 250? We're gonna multiply that by 70%, and then we're gonna subtract 55,000 from that, because that's our repairs. So this is my disposition price. This is not my offer to the seller. This is what I'm going to sell this house at. 120,000 should be my dispo price for this. However much money you want to make on this is what you need to bring to the seller. So like we said at the beginning of this, so what I used to do, my old way of thinking was, okay, I can offer, or I can sell this for 120, so we're going to offer 110. Where that's going to fuck you over is if anyone disagrees with your comps, if anything happens in the market, and let's say a couple more actives pop up, and let's say all these lower the actives, let's say they lower to 230 and they're still not selling. Well, guess what? My ARV isn't 250 anymore. Now it's 230, 235. So these are all things that I have to consider while I'm marketing this that could affect my sales price.
120, and I just want to, I'm going to actually, I'll say, like, I'm going to correct you. 120 isn't your offer, it's your max allowable offer. Right? Like
110.
This is 110, right? Sorry.
It should be your max allowable
it's
offer.
Your max, right? So, guys, you have to be going deep. And this is what we're talking about here. We talk about it all the time. If you were using the calculator that's in the resources, you would actually, it would red flag it, right? It would actually give you a different color to kind of tell you, hey, listen, go back and recalculate this. Something's wrong, something's up. But you always have to start low. And we talk about this all the time, right? Never, just because it is your max, like that's not where you start though. You got to start way significantly less. So
Yeah. I want my acquisition guy to offer 75 to 80K for this house. That's going to leave room for negotiation. If they lock it up for 80, 90, beautiful. If they lock it up for 100, that's honestly the max that I want them to lock it up for. If they do lock it up for 110, then it's going to be, okay, you better have an option period on this. We better have a back out clause, because in today's market, I am not selling deals for asking price or above asking price. I'm selling deals maybe 5K lower. All the buyers are negotiating down. They know that they have to buy deeper because of these active comps are staying on the market longer. There's a lot of houses that are price dropping in the market. So buyers are looking at this the same exact way that we are, except they're more worried and concerned about this because their actual money is going and their time is going into flipping these properties and listing it. So, I mean, I comped this for 15 minutes, gonna sell it in a week. I'm gonna get my assignment fee in, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm hands off. But the buyer is gonna buy this. They have their lender that they're gonna pay, their realtor that they're gonna pay, their contractors that they're gonna pay. The money that they're gonna lose out on if it does spend multiple days on market, if it goes 1 or 2 months not selling, that's things that they have to consider. So they in their head need to buy deeper to avoid those extra closing costs, the holding fees, the realtor fees. So yeah, if you just because I'm marketing at 120 doesn't mean it's gonna sell at 120. I'm expecting offers to come in at 115, 110. So if my guy offers 110 for this and I get offers at 110, guess what? We don't have a deal. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna have to go back and price drop. So save yourself the headache and just lock it up deep to begin with.
So 120. Where do we go next? What do we have? Sorry.
New comp.
Start over again. Perfect. Ray, perfect timing. Now that we, sorry, excuse me. We're going to redo everything we just did. But we're not going to sit there and do it as slow. We're going to do it again. People can follow along, ask questions. If we have to go over anything, drop it in the comments.
Here's a question. It was from earlier. Where is it? Right here. Boom. What if they don't have MLS?
So, what do you think? I have Propelio. Is that like having MLS? Don't it? Tommy doesn't remember, but I did talk about stuff like this. You have to use the best next resource, all right? So if you don't have access to MLS and your next paid resource is Propelio, absolutely use it. Earlier I used Deal Machine as the reference, but no, use Propelio. I'm not telling you to switch one from the other. Some are going to have better access or data, let me just say. It's real fucking finite. It's real minute, right? Let me just tell you that. Don't go shiny object syndrome and switching around. So if you just have Propelio or PropStream or whatever tool you have, whatever access you have, if you don't have any paid access, if you are just starting out, right? If you just quit your job and now you're getting into wholesaling and real estate investing, just use Zillow if you need to, right? So.
All right, so this next property is in Little Elm. It's by the lake, which I think will be good for this little comping exercise. Things to consider when you're comping by the lake is lakefront properties. You could be right next door to the lakefront, but if they have water access and you do not, that is not a comp to you at all.
What do you mean by water access? Meaning like they have a boat
water
dock,
touches their land.
Okay.
So let's say water touches their land, but I'm across the street, no water access. Just because they're across the street from me, that's not going to be a comp.
I got you. Actually on the water.
Yeah, and same thing if you are comping something that's on the water, you only want to look for other properties on the water. It'll help if you have properties that aren't on the water. selling high because I can just argue that mine will comp for higher than that because we have water access. The other thing to note about this is it's a mobile home. So since I have a mobile, I want to look for mobiles. So that being said, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna select mobile home and manufactured homes, and I'm gonna see, that gave me 0 comps. So I'm gonna boost up my days on market to 180, see if that helps me. Boost my radius a little bit. If I have none, I might have to use some houses.
Little Elm?
Yeah.
All right, never mind. Mobile home in Little Elm. Good lord. Might have to grab coffee.
Yeah, I'm not getting any mobile homes over here. There's 2. One is active at 240. One is pending at 319. Neither are as close to the water as ours is. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to.
Did you leave? Oh, never mind. Bye. No, Daniela. You want to go refill that? You know, the vanilla latte or whatever. That thing will hold too. Big cat cup.
Pop on my map.
So you're just at this point pulling up everything that's sold.
Yeah. And I'll just have to keep in mind I have a mobile, so my mobile is not gonna sell for as much as these houses are. I don't know why my map's not popping up.
You're hitting JavaScript errors at the bottom. Did you need that?
No.
I love like I after I closed it.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any deals that you need us to comp, drop it in the chat and we'll pull them up. That's also always an option. So anybody watching, if they want us to analyze anything, drop it in the chat, put the address in there, and we will definitely pull it up.
Just restarting this shit.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I honestly hate comping things by the lake. Those take forever. It's a lot more difficult than all these D.R. Horton neighborhoods.
Well, everybody, bro, you pull out a Florida lead on me? We're over here with only MLS access. You're
Yeah,
going to
but-
make it hard as fuck for me, Lewis. I'm going to remove that comment. Try to keep it to Texas.
All right, so just looking at everything around us. Something I'm looking at right now, this up here, these all look like new builds. I guarantee you they are. If I click on these, yeah, 2020 build. So ours is a mobile home that's probably old as fuck, so I don't want to use those. Let's see. Our mobile is 1984. So we have a 1984 4-bed, 2-bath on a 1/4 acre. So I want to remove all those new builds. Let's do fucking 1900 to 2000. Oh my god, that took away all my comps. I had 30 and now I'm down to 9. All right, well, let's just work with what we got. So,
What was their subdivision? I forget.
Carter.
Section 1.
Okay, so we have some Carters, so I'm gonna look at these. So we have a 4-bed, 2-bath. These are all 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. So that's a good sign. That was like a mobile.
We'll pull up that next, D.
So wood siding, wood roof.
Bruh. Is that just a cedar house? A hunter.
I mean, it's not ARV. I guess it's fixed up as is. So this sold for $315. This other one I'm gonna look at, 2-bed, 1-bath, 1,100 square feet. What's my square footage? My square footage is 1,600 square feet. So I have a lot bigger of a property than these are.
Just drop coffee on the computer. Took out everything.
That's sad. Just right here by itself.
Bro.
Okay. This one looks like a decent house. Bro, that's no railing. Skinny ass stairs. Okay, this one's fixed up for this area. Looks like it has a mother.
What in the UK am I looking at?
Yeah. This definitely gives UK vibes. These kitchens are so small. Gigantic lot though. So, and this, if you look at it, it looks like it backs up to the water, maybe? No? Let's see.
I have so many questions.
It sold for $260.
Raheem, what up, boy? I didn't mean boy. I just saying hey, like, what's up, guys? I don't.
So it, none of these are on the water. However, it looks like you might be able to walk to the water from their backyards.
I need the drink.
And they're all right across the street from each other. So we have one that sold for $280, $260, and $315. This one's on a gigantic lot though. Let's see. Yeah, this lot is over half an acre, so that's something to consider.
Lake adjacent.
Yeah. And then our property, boom, right there. The only other sold comp over here is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,900 square feet. Looks like it's on a decent sized lot. I assume definitely needs a roof.
Bro.
Definitely needs a. Oh my god! Look at all those missing shingles. I don't
is
even
that-
know what this is.
Those are holes. That's not missing. That's missing wood. That's missing roof. What's the interior?
It's so bad that they didn't upload pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all just pictures of the outside. So this sold for $235. Oh fuck! This is gonna be a hard comp. Okay, let's see. Let's see what.
DX, what to do when you don't have any comps?
And this one's lakefront,
Yeah,
so
this
I don't
isn't
want to
even
use
rural.
this.
Like, this is Little Elm.
God damn it! Fuck you, Mason. This is Mason, or this is a deal Mason asked me to comp for him. I don't know. I don't know what I could sell this for, honestly. Looking at this, their lot is a lot bigger than ours. Sold for $315, so I would say probably couldn't get $300 for ours.
Where did you come? What? Send me comps for this deal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The
Little Elm.
lakefront property,
Little Elm.
Little Elm.
He doesn't have comps. That's why he told me to do
I
it.
didn't comp it.
You want us
I mean,
to do
I
your
comped-
job for you?
I
Is
mean,
that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I comped it. I want to know Don's sales
What?
price.
What? Okay. What did you? What comps did you use to comp it? Give us addresses.
Did I even send you a price?
No. You
So
never
what
do.
number did you get?
So then why is your estrogen spiking?
Because we can't find anything.
That's the fucking point. That's why I sent it to him.
Well, so
He's
you
better
want him to
coming
do
up
your
with a
job?
phone number.
Oh my God.
Like, can you sell it for 150? Can you sell it for 140? I don't fucking know. It's probably worth 250. Subjectively speaking.
So Mason says it's worth $250.
Mason.
Look at this.
Look at this dude. Be active over here.
250. Okay, we'll put an asterisk next to that.
Like my offer to, because this is a referral, so my offer was like $120, and then that gives us room to do a couple things.
Mind you, these comps, there's no mobiles over here.
Yeah, you had to go fucking far.
So there's a mobile active at 240 right now. I also don't know what ours looks like. Let's look that up.
Did I send you? Did I send you?
We haven't looked at ours yet.
Mm-mm.
I think I sent you a few pictures.
Isn't the first thing we do pull up tax and stuff?
But now he's putting me direct to contact with the seller. It's an inheritance. It's paid off. They're motivated. Our price is crazy, but I can get them down.
It's
Lovely.
delicious, Tommy. Thank you.
This is our property.
Yep.
Let's see if I can peek through the woods.
Show me that ankle, girl.
It's a big mobile.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's a double.
Look
Like,
at
it's
our
owner financeable
neighbors.
if I had it at the right number. With it's like it's not in horrible shape. But,
Not in horrible shape, and the property size is pretty decent, right?
I mean, it's a quarter acre.
Yeah.
Right near the lake. No flood.
Nobody behind you, right? Where's yeah, that was you, right? That blue home.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, we just need this low as fuck. I don't even know what I could sell it for.
I want to know what an appraiser would do.
Pull up.
I would like to get this for under 100, sell for
got
under
one.
150.
Sounds about right.
Let's go off market and see if anything is sold around there. No.
I think I even went 2 years just to see if there was a mobile in the neighborhood that sold. Because this agent / lady's argument is that the property behind her sold for $300, but it sold for $295. It was an actual house and it came with 2 extra lots. So the agent's like, you can list it as is for $207.
You do it then, stupid bitch.
And I was like, okay, so then why are you asking me $207?
Sorry.
If you're not gonna net.
Sorry.
We're live.
I know, I forgot. I forgot. Okay, so we have 36 properties that have sold over here. Have some decent buyer scores.
I thought it fucking gave you.
Nah, it
Pacific
doesn't
Water
give me
and shit.
anything.
I could have. I thought it did. All right, never mind.
I mean, so there's buyers over here. There's people to pitch the deal to. You just gotta get it low as fuck.
Go to work, son.
Yeah, so I don't know who asked that question earlier, but I guess that's what you do. There's no comps. We're not even rural. This is Little Elm. This is by Louisville Lake. But we just have a house that doesn't comp compared to anything near us. I would call conservatively ARV on our property, let's say 200. Conservatively. It might be more. I think it is more, but in my dispo marketing, just so that I don't get yelled at and blasted on Facebook saying, look at this idiot who doesn't know how to market, I'm going to just call ARV 200. We do have a big property, so I think it could be a little bit above, but I don't have comps to support that, and I'm not going to boost something if I don't have comps to support. So, what was this 235 house? Oh, this is the one that, yeah, I mean, this one sold at 235 and has fucking holes in the roof, and they didn't even show pictures of the inside. So,
But it's an actual house, though.
yeah,
too.
yeah, but it's a house, 1,900 square feet.
Brick,
So
was that brick?
Brick,
I think, right?
yeah.
Brick, yeah. Brick house is very difficult, and very different than a goddamn mobile home.
Then
No matter how
this-
wide it is. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. That
Okay.
answers D's question of what to do when you can't comp something. You get it for free.
I need a potty break first. You want to
All
pull
right.
up a deal? You can just go through my email.
No, we have one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a potty break, folks.
Got a tinkle. I should probably mute my mic, huh?
Yeah, definitely mute the mic. Just turn that off. I don't know. Can you still hear him, folks?
No, he's done. I can see that. It's on.
Oh, Jesus. I hope today's helpful. Drop it in the comments. Let me know if there's anything that we jumped over. We're going to do one more. But let me know if there's anything else you guys want us to go into. What are you having trouble? When you comp something, what is holding you back, right, from actually understanding the numbers, making a solid offer? Either it's on the acquisition or disposition side, right, guys? You need to understand everything involved. That includes the rehab. I don't care if you're only going to wholesale it. You have to understand what's involved to get to that ARV. Otherwise, you're fucking shooting in the darks. And it doesn't make sense. Sorry. Yeah, congratulations. You've been lucky for a couple of years, but you're going to fail. Sorry, guys. With that being said, click the link, get the resources that we're fucking giving out for free to everybody. Actually understand, take the same information you have, just enter it into the deal calculator, and it'll actually tell you what the repairs should be. It'll tell you what your offer, max offer, should be. All of these things involved. So, transition, Tommy's going to throw that up here for you.
Trans Tommy.
No, it's not trying to move.
It's in the what you guys are watching anyway. You don't have to throw it up there, either on Facebook or YouTube's, or if you're in Discord, it's there anyway. So click on one of the links. It's if you don't have it, drop a comment and I'll give it to you. How about that?
Can you grab the DOM for that, the Holy Roof one?
Okay.
DOM for the one with the holes in the roof?
How many days on market for a hole in the roof house?
I assume he's talking about the one we're just looking at.
Yeah.
Alright, I got that on. Let's see if this works.
20.
20.
The property description is beautiful lot value property. They knew they were selling a piece of shit. Property consists of 4 lots. So that was probably the selling point of it. Joined up, it makes about an acre. I wouldn't be surprised if someone bought this to knock that house down and put 2 houses on there. So I think it's all of this. So you could probably split that down the middle, put 2 skinny ass houses on there. I don't know.
So, Ray is asking, how is it you go about your estimated rehab? I'm always hearing mediums like 20 to 25 for cosmetics, 45 to 50, and heavy cosmetics, and 65 plus for full rehab.
I think those are
square
good
footage.
numbers.
Those are pretty decent numbers. The ones I would be like slap your hands on is push the 20 and 25 up a little bit actually, because the likelihood of you getting that rehab is very far and few between.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you show that again? So, yeah, I would just boost. So look, you have a big gap of 20, 25, and then 45, 50. So what about like all those 30s? So what I would do is I would move your 20 to 25 to 30, 35 for cosmetics, and then I would leave 20, 25 for like house needs nothing. Because I was mentioning earlier, I mean, just because the house is fixed up or it needs nothing, that's usually never the case. I've walked new builds that, the builder stopped building a month ago and they still needed a bunch of things fixed because that builder did something wrong. So same thing with flips. I mean, just because the house is flipped doesn't mean it was a good flip. There might still be things that are wrong with it that'll need to be fixed. And just because it looks good through pictures, it might not really look that good in person. So if a house needs absolutely nothing, I would do 15 to 20 a square foot just to still give yourself a repair budget, because I think any wholesaler that's marketing a house with a 0 repair is bullshitting themselves and their buyers. So just have that kind of little cushion there. And then if it is just cosmetics, I would do 30 to 35, because I think that is what it'll cost. And if anything, you always want to kind of shoot high. What is it? Over
Promise, under deliver.
Yeah. No, that's the opposite.
Yeah, no, I'm a professional at that. At the opposite. You want to under promise and over deliver.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
Boom.
You don't have Excel on your goddamn computer? I went through all this trouble this entire time. I'm trying to throw the deal analyzer.
I don't think so. You need the note calculator?
Yeah, but I wasn't opening the note calculator. I was going to put the deal analyzer up there because that one's way too advanced for just what you're trying to do today.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, sir.
You're so well. Let's see.
Is it in Discord?
Yeah.
I'll shout it on Discord. Oh, fuck.
We didn't use my computer today.
I mean, we can get your computer now.
Doesn't matter. We're good.
Cool.
That address, pull it up. We're out to Sugar Land now.
Oh, fuck. Okay. We don't have access to Houston. So I'm going to use RPR. So my comps, shit. This isn't even going to be a comping fucking session. It's just going to be a how to use RPR session. But, so we only have MLS access to North Texas. So that's around DFW. Can't get Houston. So what we found out is there's a little tool called RPR. And this is in Nitrous, the website.
Pull it up, Tommy. Pull it up, Jamie.
Can I?
Oh, what the hell is that? That's not what it is.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, there we go.
Shout out
There
YouTube.
you go. Sorry.
Okay. So we're in Nitrous, boom. If you come down here to RPR, it's a little tool that allows you to comp in any city or state. However, you just won't be able to see. I don't even fucking remember. Let's just pull this shit up. Mason does this. Damn it. This is about to be a lesson for me. All right, scramble, court, sugar. I don't think it shows sold, so I think it'll only show you active. So you have to comp based on actives, which, I mean, is what we're trying to do right now, so I guess it should work. So you have our property. This is, I'm gonna write all this shit down. Hey, where'd my pen go?
Probably left it in the bathroom.
Probably. Let me see where this is. So this is what our house looks like. I'm looking up the CAD, so Sugarland, Texas County. Let's see what county it's in. Fort Bend. So Fort Bend CAD. So I'm going to the County Appraisal District for Fort Bend, and then I'm gonna look this property up by address. 17. Actually, I think it was scrambled. Boom. And I'm only doing this because it's not showing me how many beds it is. But I know it has 2 baths and is
It's a house.
2,500 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
2-story brick, so that's something we want to look for. Oh shit. 1999 build. Oh well.
If you Google the property address, it doesn't come up with like a Zillow
Oh,
Bed Bath.
maybe. 4-3. Yeah, this said 2. We're gonna go with Zillow. 4.3.
It's a 4.2.5.
4.2.5 is
Okay.
D got.
That helps. That helps.
Oh my God, D. Is this the one with the photos with the kid?
The little Asian kid?
Bro.
Don't show the kid.
Well, the kid, that was 11 years ago.
I
We
can't show
can-
you pictures of the house. Sorry.
We can because they're 11 years ago, so the kid's an
Oh,
adult
really?
now. Yeah, the kid's an adult now.
I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay, so
You never look at photos of baby Jesus?
fuck. So this is just gonna tell you to verify all the facts of the house. So it's a single family. I think I'm gonna just total bedrooms. So we had 4 bed. Total baths is 3. Total full baths is 2. Partial baths 1. Fuck. Zillow had it as a 1610 square feet. This says 2,500 square feet. I'm gonna just stick with this.
Do you know the square footage, D? All of the notes are in Discord, by the way.
Lot size. I have my phone right here.
Keep on yelling at people about getting in there. Kids are too spoiled and busy.
Boom. Okay, pull it up. We're looking at the lot. Damn. Is that no information on it? Garage, yes. This says 1-car garage. It looked like a 2-car garage. Fuck it, we gonna say 2. That's correct. Okay, all this other looks good. So save. And now what this is gonna do is it's gonna pull up other properties with similar specs to ours. I think I gotta create a report. No. What the fuck? Oh, see me. Boom. All right, now we're gonna find comps. I'm looking at actives, closed. Let's see if they pop up within the last, we'll say 3 months. Let's see if there's enough comps for 3 months. Bedrooms, I want a 3 bedrooms. Let's say the 5 baths. I want, let's say 1 to 5. Living square footage. So we have about 2,500 square feet. So look, they already did that for us. They gave us between 1,800 to 3,200. I think that's a good range. Our lot size, I guess that's good. Price range, motherfucker, I don't know. You're supposed to tell me. Let's go 160. I don't know. I mean, let's go 500,000. I just want to see everything over here. Your bill, I'm gonna go a little. So ours is 1999. So I'm gonna go down to like 1980. 1999, maybe to 2010. Search. All right, now I'm gonna find comps similar to mine. So it's gonna show you how far they are to, and then the price that they're listed at. So there's 12 comps for sale.
It's pretty cool how it already stars it and it lets you know, hey, this was used in the RVM.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna use that one. This is a 5-bed, 3-bath. Let's see if it lets us look at it. Oh, it even gives us pictures. Look at that. This is nice. Fixed up. I don't know if that's granite or that's just how they paint it.
Nah, that's granite.
Oh yeah, this is nice. This is fixed up. Fixed up for sure. So this is a fixed up house, active at 389. Let's see what this one looks like.
Good Lord. Are there photos from our house? Can you see, like,
I'll see.
bro, if there's previous listing photos? I'll do that research real quick.
I don't think I've had any. All right, here. So that was not ARV, and it's active at 360. This one. I don't think she needs anything. I think that's good. This is active at 360. Let me use that one. This one is active at 325. Hold on, how far away am I getting? I'm already 0.3 miles away. You just get farther away. So like I probably wouldn't use this mile comp. Oh, this one. So this is one story. So ours should be worth more than this. God damn. What is that island? The color choices.
90s right there, bro.
Yeah, so this ain't fixed up,
That's
obviously,
the-
and it's 2 stories. So
That's the kitchen from Three Ninjas.
ours should be worth more than 350. Or, I mean, 325. We have a single story right here, active at 350. So ours should be worth more than this, hopefully. All right, now we're in the 400 range. Let's see. What makes you a Mr. 400?
They had that chair. They had that massage chair that they was trying to give away at
This?
yeah.
This is nice. It's the nicest house I've seen so far. All right, so they might have priced. Oh, look at that garden. That's 400 right there. I'm paying 400 for that garden. That's beautiful. I'm a big landscape guy myself.
It's the most Mexican thing you've ever said.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. It's the best compliment you've ever given me. So I don't know if our house will compare to that shit. Let's check out this 340. It's beautifully going through.
That was that blue kitchen tile again.
I think fully fixed up ours should at least sell for that shit. All right, so
You're
I don't want to use
getting too
that.
far
Don't want to
away.
use that. Don't
Yeah.
want to use that.
You're half a mile away right now.
Yeah, this one's half a mile away. Probably won't use it, but I'll still look at it. It's active at 320, so that's pretty low. If it's fixed up, that's a bad sign.
Why does half a mile away matter? Because you're still in a tightly dense, populated area.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were out in the boonies, totally different. But you're in a suburban area, so half a mile, you're totally different areas, right? So
So
take
this-
those things into consideration.
This is just looking at a map. So yeah, half a mile, you're already heading into like different.
different school zones, different everything. Okay.
And you're by some major streets, so you're definitely crossing major streets to get half a mile. There's even a highway right here, which honestly looks probably half a mile away. So you might be pulling comps on the other side of this highway is. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna just keep it at that. Let's look at our comps that we got. So this gives us a little result of comp analysis. So it averages the comps that we looked at to be around 370. Let's create a report.
Are we we don't actually have to create a report.
I think it tells you like, nah, what the fuck?
You're about to start printing out brochures, bro.
So it's gonna be like, what the fuck did
But
you
we
order?
have average com's 371 is the number you came up
Yeah.
with, pretty much. It's giving you the
It's supposed to
range.
give you like a fucking, like little CMA though.
Mhm.
I want to look at all of them. But keep in mind, this is actives too, so I want to probably be below that. So it's estimating our value to be 350.
That's what
There
you
we
want to
go.
pull. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have 340, 400, 350, 370, 370, 360, 390, 360. Okay, so I would say our ARV, I'd probably do like 340. Just keep in mind, these are active, so like these haven't sold, so you want to be below these. Just to be conservative. You can call it 350, 350. Just make it nice and even. I like pretty numbers.
What was square footage?
Of ours?
Yep.
1999.
That
Actually, that was the year built. Fucking 2,500. 2,500.
times that by what?
Fuck.
It needs a heavy update.
Calculator.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I
I don't know if you have pics of this.
We do, but they're
Oh, it has
11
new
years
HVAC,
old
a new roof, and a fence, a new fence.
in 2022.
Oh, are these the pics?
Yeah, but they're from 11 years ago.
Oh,
They're hysterical. I don't have a way to get them on your computer.
yeah.
I was trying to airdrop them to you, but
That's funny.
uh,
Let's assume ours still looks like that. It has a new roof and new HVAC, so that's something it doesn't need. Probably needs cosmetics. I don't think it's been updated. They would have said that. Oh yeah, my bad. I keep doing that. My bad. All right. So at 2,500. This is a bigger square footage house, so that's another like.
add a little bit more chunk into it.
Yeah, well, so what I was gonna say is smaller square footage houses. You like, let's say it's
Use a bigger number.
Yeah. 900 square foot house needs everything. I'm probably gonna do 70 a square foot just because that's a smaller house. If I did 70 a square foot on this, it'd be like 100K rehab, and this house does not need 100K. So with bigger houses, sometimes you have to go a little bit smaller price per square foot, but not too much. So this I'd probably do if it needs cosmetics. Let's say it just needs cosmetics and foundation. Every fucking house in Texas needs foundation. So that's one big ticket item. So 2,500 times, let's say 30 square foot. That puts it at a 75K rehab. I think that would be
That's
good.
a confident rehab number. To get it to the comps that we saw, right? We're not looking at.
Yeah, those weren't all crazy at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it all exterior recently painted and window frames updated recently, that's just cosmetics. But yeah.
Yeah, so if we're at 350,
Still, I would still give it a 75. That's still a good number.
75. That puts us at 260, and then we're saying 75K rehab.
187,500 is the max allowable offer. So then, what are you trying to? You're hoping your acquisitions, guys, we had it locked up for minus 40K.
150.
Does that make sense, folks? Everybody?
Yeah. Shit, that might be a good novation.
So there's a bunch of, I know, there's a bunch of, I know there's more to it. I've read all the comments. So it's definitely a deal. It's possible, everything that they're working on for what they want to, because these people need to close quick and yada, yada, yada. So we'll definitely be able to help them.
I'm a koala.
That was good. That was 3 properties. Banged them all out. Even the one that we couldn't get. We
Yeah.
still did. We got to call in Mason and yell at him. That's always fun. I hope we went over everything. If you guys need anything, drop it in the comments. Go to Discord. We're always available. I was literally on there until like 11 p.m. last night. So if anybody needs anything, anybody is getting stuck in their business, they need help getting out of the weeds, they need help getting out of 9-to-5 life, join the Discord, join the community. We're all helping each other. We're all growing. It's free. There's no strings attached. Come on out. I just dropped in today over 5,500 vetted leads. Not vetted, but skip trace leads. So for free, right? I'm just throwing it in there for the group to have fun and learn. Next Wednesday, Maria Costa. I'm really excited for that call. Really am. So anybody need anybody, reach out to Donovan at
reiaf.com.
Donovan at reiaf.com. That's his email address. You need anything, reach out to him. Keep crushing it, guys. Peace.